Okay, we're streaming live, and I just need a moment to share this live stream into a few groups, and I'll get started on today's topic and process inside of the core. So these are daily experiences or daily sessions to guide you into your inner brilliance. The core of you is the most essential and central part of you. And at your core is where peace, power, and aliveness, and freedom, and joy, and wholeness and completeness will be found, right at the very center of your being. All of these processes use what I call spiritual engineering and empowerment processes, or the system of spiritual engineering and empowerment, which SEE, so that you can see into your own consciousness. And I break consciousness down into 4 domains. The 4 domains are mind, the domain of thought and logic and intellect, the domain of emotion, like anger, sadness, or grief, or shame, the domain of feelings and sensations in the body, which is different than emotions, but that would just be like when we feel tightness or butterflies or pressure or tension. Any of those things would be what we experience inside of. Welcome in, Rachel. Any of those things would be what we experience inside of our body. And then also the domain of effort. And effort is our ability to apply force. And our ability to apply force, or to be a cause that produces effects in thought, emotion, in the body, or through the body as action, is an important domain to look at. That's where the habitual application of force can be found, which we call impulses or compulsions or addictions. That would be, our effort to change, fix, or manipulate or control things. Those efforts can be all unconscious and within us. So it's important to get connected to our inner realm, to get connected to the consciousness within, and to be able to make a difference by connecting and exploring and unifying with who we are on the inside. And once we do that, we can actually let go and release and discharge whatever control has been happening from the unconscious or subconscious realm. You start to experience a tremendous amount of freedom. So give me one moment as I'm just sharing this here with my groups, and we'll jump right in. Okay. So today's process is titled Dissolving Self-Attack to Restore Self-Love and Acceptance. And let's just talk a little bit about what that means. Self-attack is something that we would define as our own effort working to suppress, to harm, to stop, or repress self-expression, our aliveness, our goodness, our inherent goodness, our ability to be alive. Self-attack is anything that harms us from within ourselves. Now, all of us have some degree of self-attack. We inherit self-attack from humanity. We grow out of people who have this. We are often maybe attacked or threatened or punished, and that can leave programming inside of our mind, emotions, and our feelings and sensations of the body, and our own habitual efforts to punish ourselves, turn against ourselves, to suppress ourselves, to deny ourselves. All of those things can happen very unconsciously. And it's why people have things like depression or feel like suicidal. There's doubt and despair, discouragement. All of these emotions and thoughts and experiences are coming from some form of self-attack, which is, again, a configuration of the thoughts, emotions, feelings, sensations, and efforts in the subconscious mind. And so by confronting first these spaces and any form of self-attack that we encounter, by confronting them, identifying them, connecting with them, welcoming them into our awareness, we can actually escape from their control. And so we clear a pathway of the subconscious mind. We clear out a path within us for flow and for freedom from any form of self-attack or self-sabotage or anything like that whatsoever. And so this process today is going to give you the chance to identify and clear whatever internally you come up with that's been working against you. Now, I suppose you can understand the very, basic value here. If you stop fighting yourself, if you stop attacking yourself, if you stop harming yourself, just imagine how much power and how much freedom you'll have to go after what you want. So you probably are aware to some degree or in some way how you have harmed yourself, turned against yourself, make yourself guilty, wrong, or ashamed. All of us have that experience, I think, at some point or another. Maybe we notice it showing up here and there. But even deeper below our understanding and awareness of the forms of self-attack that show up, there are deeper levels of self-attack, self-suppression. And this process will give you the chance to explore that and to clear it. So let me just share with you the premise of this work. It starts with essentially understanding and realizing that the core of your own being is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with the you that you are at the core of your being. There is pure and total innocence, who you have been in the body or through the body, in the past, or what's happened to you. You're not identified with that inside of this work. Now, most of us automatically, unconsciously, or intentionally even identify with those areas of consciousness, the mind, the emotions, feelings, sensations, and our efforts, including our, memories of the past of all of that, or our projections into the future. But in this work, we're coming from the premise that the essential you is complete. There's nothing lacking. There's nothing missing. You are whole. You are powerful. You are capable. You're competent. You are pure in your essence. And so, my program, The Core Encounter, is a weekend event and, a multi-week training also for people to, access this core, right? To encounter this original innocence, this original perfection, by clearing the path in consciousness. And what that does is it liberates you to be free, to express yourself, to achieve what you want, to have what you want show up in your life without struggling, without effort, without striving, but simply allowing, because you are realizing the goodness of your own being. So many of us operate under stress because we doubt ourselves. We don't believe in who we are. We identify with failures and mistakes and shortcomings, or we identify with the accusations, the judgments, the condemnation of others, or we compare ourselves with other people and we identify ourselves as less than. And all of this is a form of self-attack. And through this process today, we're going to dissolve self-attack to allow self-love and acceptance to be revealed. Self-love and acceptance is not something that you need to do. And I think a lot of people will be promoting ideas like you need to love yourself, and it is important to love yourself. But here's the thing, it's not something to do. Loving yourself and accepting yourself is already who you are. Underneath the configurations of the mind, emotions, feelings, sensations, and efforts of the body and being that you are, and the humanness, you are essentially loving and self-accepting, right? And that love and self-acceptance translates into love and acceptance of others. So when you're in contact with the core, this would be like your divine center. Dare I say, God is the center of you, if you use that word. If not, we use the word the core. All together, it's a principle of being that you cannot undo, that you can't escape from. You can only be perceiving yourself outside of it through the mind, emotions, feelings, sensations, and efforts of the body, and how you're operating in the world can keep your focus away from that. But this process and set of processes and this whole system with all the other interactive possibilities inside of the Core Encounter and the work that I do through my coaching and training events, you can realize that you're good enough. There's nothing to change or fix about yourself. You can release yourself from all of that distraction. You can refocus on the core of your being and realize the truth is there. There's nothing wrong with you. And so let's begin the process today. And we're going to do this without any music also again today. We're going to practice this with just whatever you're present to right now in your mind, emotions, and body without any other distractions. And you can close your eyes and just tune in to your own body, tune into your own being and feel. Okay, this is a guided process. Give yourself this experience. And also before you go or leave this video or anything, I would love for you to comment what you got. What did you discover? Share your experience. Ask any questions as well. Is there any particular things you would like to clear out inside of your consciousness? Any challenges that you're facing, any problems? So please write those down for me, put them in the comments section, and I'll be creating opportunities for you to process that. And I would love to hear from you. So just continue to tune within, focusing on the breathing. When we focus on the breath, it starts to bring our awareness down from the mental domain and more into the body. And then notice the breath coming in through the nose, out through the nose. Notice the rise and fall of the belly and the expansion of the chest and the relaxing of the chest as you're breathing. Just notice it happening. We're not doing the breath, we're just allowing the breath. Just be with the breath. And just be with you as you are. And just be with whatever experience you're having. And just be with your own thoughts. And just be with whatever emotions are present. And just be with whatever feelings and sensations you notice in the body. And just be with any effort, any impulses, any wanting to do something or get something or change something or move something. Just be with it. There's nothing to resist here or to make wrong in this self-awareness and exploration process. In fact, we're giving permission for everything. We're just allowing you to be you fully and completely. And the more you allow yourself to just be who you are, the more freedom you will experience inwardly and in the world around you. Just giving yourself permission to be is a way to minimize and reduce resistance in consciousness. So just allow yourself to be. And just feel into the body, whatever is there. And if there's any tension anywhere in the body that you notice, can you just relax that tension? And take a nice breath through the nose. And gently let it out through the mouth. Another breath through the nose. Let it out through the mouth. And through the nose again. Let it out through the mouth. I'll take a nice big breath in and hold at the top. Just filling yourself up. Hold it. Relax the tension in the neck, chest, and shoulders. Relax the arms. Swallow the saliva. Just feel that saliva running down. Keep relaxing, but hold the breath. And now make your lips into a tiny pinhole. Slowly release the air. Very, very gentle. And just be. Be this moment. Be this experience. Just grant yourself permission to be what you are. who you are, how you are. Just notice the center of your heart. Let your awareness connect or move into the center of your heart. And can you just welcome in to the heart your love, just your own love for you, to whatever degree you can. And just allow it to be present. Just opening up to a little more of your own love, to whatever degree you can. And if there's any difficulty, it's okay. Just allow that to be what it is. There's nothing to resist or change. Just exploring your own heart right now. Just reconnecting to the center of your being. Can you feel a little space opening within the heart? Opening within the center of your being? Good. Can you allow your awareness to be present to the outer part of your body, to the surface of your skin? Notice the edge between your face and the air and the space around it. Notice the edge between your torso, your chest, and your abdomen, and the space before it. Notice the edge between your back and the space behind you. And just notice the edge of your butt and what you're sitting on, connecting below you. Wonderful. Now just allow the heart again to expand the space within to the best of your ability. Feel the space expanding inside. Now just take a little scan to your recent history where you've had thoughts or emotions that were against you. Any thoughts that were attacking you, thoughts that were negative, statements, sentences against you, judgments, any shaming of yourself. Any identification with guilt, any belief or valuing the accusation or condemnation that others spoke to you or spoke about you. And just notice those. From this space, you can face anything, and you can clear space within your consciousness. So what does it feel like to just clear those negative self-attacking thoughts? What is it like to just let them be and let them go? What does it feel like to not resist them and to not even really entertain them? Just allow them to float through. Notice any emotions that you have felt when there was some kind of self-attack taking place. What are those emotions like? Is there sadness? Is there like a depressed feeling? Is there anger? Shame? A sense of self-suppression? Just notice what the emotions are like. Perhaps even boredom could be the emotion that you feel or experience. Boredom can be a subtle form of self-attack that's not seen or understood. Boredom could be a sign of self-suppression. And it is a sign of self-suppression and self-attack in some way. Because your basic nature is very alive and creative, very interested and enthusiastic about life. So just notice those emotions. And can you allow those emotions to clear? That's right. As you just allow yourself to be in this process, it's like pouring water through your consciousness, just flushing, washing away, effortlessly releasing the emotions that suppress or have a suppressive feeling, experience around them. Can you just let them go and move out of your system, acknowledging them and releasing them? What are the feelings and sensations in the body when there's some kind of self-attack taking place? Do you feel tightness in the chest or the belly, or an icky feeling, like maybe a gagging feeling, maybe what's there? What do you notice? Do you feel pressure, tension, tightness, pain, discomfort? Maybe it feels like a limp feeling throughout the body. And just notice these sensations in the body. Allow them to come into awareness, to be witnessed by this pure consciousness and observer that you are. Just bringing them into conscious view, bringing them out of the subconscious compartment of your mind and being. And by doing this, we can release, we can let go. So what is it like to release and let go of any sensations in the body? Any discomforts, any tension, any pain? Can you just release those? Just allow them to circulate through, to clear from consciousness. And could you just be clear? Be clear inside. Be clear in your core. Be clear in your mind. Be clear in your emotions. And just be clear in the feelings and sensations of the body. What does that feel like? What do you experience? To be clear. To be totally clear inside. And just being curious. You don't have to force an answer. There's nothing to force here at all. Just being with the questions and the statements. Do what needs to be done. So just be with them. And now let's explore any effort. The effort is your ability to apply force. What are the efforts to self-attack like? What do you notice? Is there an effort to judge yourself? Is there effort to blame? Is there effort to make yourself wrong? Is there effort to punish? Do you notice any efforts like that in your experience? Just witness them, just observe them. Bring your love and compassion. Nothing to make wrong about yourself or these experiences. Did you know that any effort to fix yourself is a form of self-attack? So notice if there's efforts to fix yourself, to make yourself better. The very nature of that effort says it comes from a place that has you not being enough. Now, that doesn't mean you won't grow, that there isn't change that's going to take place. But is it a form of attack against self? Is it trying to force yourself to be something that you think you're not? That's a form of self-attack. So just notice any effort to change and fix yourself. Any effort to not accept yourself. Just notice. Where do you feel it in the body? What is this effort showing up like for you? Just explore, look for it. And as you find it, you'll notice that almost automatically you can release it. Just let go. Just withdraw from that effort. Beautiful. We've made a little space here inside. I hope you feel that, experience that. And now can you welcome in self-love? Realizing that love is already here in the core of you. So can you tune into the core? Can you tune into the love that's fountaining up from within and fountaining throughout your whole being? Just explore the possibility of tapping in to a love that's always present. It's perfectly giving to you and to itself. There's no separation in this love. Can you welcome this love in a little bit more? And can you welcome how accepting it is of all of you? The core of you embraces every aspect of your consciousness. It rejects none of it. It's resisting none of it. It's making none of it wrong. Can you welcome this level of acceptance in to every domain of consciousness? That it sees your thoughts and emotions and feeling sensations and all the efforts you make and have made are happening through you. And it just welcomes all of that in with love and acceptance. Can you feel the feeling of love and acceptance in the body? What does that feel like? Can you open a little bit more to the core? This core is so radiant. It's brilliant. It's vibrantly alive. It is so flowing in your direction. It is for you, absolutely, without wavering. It is never against you. The core of you, the heart of you, is absolutely in love with you. What does that feel like? Just open to that love. It's so in love with you. It loves your body and your mind, your emotions. It embraces all of you, every aspect of you. And can you just be this love that you are at your core? And just be the love that you are for yourself. And just be the acceptance that you are for yourself. Don't worry about others right now. By loving you and being with the love that you are for you, that will translate into love for others. So you can be selfish here in this moment. You can be all about the love in your own heart for you. And you can just let that in. Good. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And through the nose again. And out through the mouth. Through the nose. Out through the mouth. Take a super huge breath in and hold at the top. Let that belly expand. Making plenty of room within. Hold that breath. Relax tension in the neck, shoulders, chest. Relax your belly, swallow the saliva. Feel the body relaxing. Make your lips into a tiny pinhole. Slowly release the air. And just be the love that you are. And just be this love that you always were, that you are now, that you forever will be. This love that fully accepts all of you right here, right now, in this moment. Can you just be with this love? And just be this love. Beautiful. You can feel free to relax back into the present moment, being here and now. I have my friends and members of the Leadership Influence Team Training Program who popped in today. They could make it again today, Stephen and Rachel. And I would love to check in with you guys. I always love to hear the feedback of what you encountered in that experience, in the core encounter. What did you notice? What was there for you, and what are you present to right now? Go ahead, Stephen.
Hi.
Hey, brother.
Thank you, Vince, once again,
My
for your
pleasure.
wisdom, for your knowledge that's ever flowing.
Thank you, brother.
I just find it nice to be able to continuously practice sitting with what's there and inviting awareness into like everything that's there, you know? So yeah, I had some nice visuals coming through, creative ones about love and colors and stuff, and but I was really just sitting with everything and just cultivating awareness around everything, you know, that I go through, especially, you know, the more unpleasant sides of me, you know. And then I was like experimenting, what does self-love feel like? What does that love really feel like? So yeah, so I'm present with that. I'm just, yeah, just present.
I love that, brother. And I'm so grateful that you're really enjoying the practice of being with whatever there is inside, whatever you're discovering. It's such a gentle way to remember the love that one is within oneself. And it really, in my own experience and through work I've been doing with others, and I've even heard you guys share, like there's a sense of acceptance and love that comes in very naturally. And there isn't really a lot of struggle or striving or even terrible amounts of pain or discomfort. This kind of processing, it just allows us to embrace all that we are and to little by little begin to bring love into every space, every nook and cranny of our consciousness. And I really love that you're here giving that to yourself. I believe in my own heart, my own view on this is that there really isn't anything more important for a human being to be doing right now in this world. I think if we really want the world to change, we just got to connect with that love that's already there inside of our own hearts. And in that, we will be the representation for others to discover the same. I think the more we put effort out there in the world and more we try to change it and fix it through activism and political movement and social justice, and the more that we struggle and strive for all that, the more we embed ourselves in the entanglement of the something's wrong consciousness. And it's hard to feel good in oneself if we see wrong all over the world. But when we feel and experience our own inner love and self-acceptance, then it's very easy to love those around us. And I think that's what human being needs right now more than anything, is to simply realize their own worth their own value, their own goodness, irrespective of history, irrespective of other people's perspectives or their own perspective that's against themselves in some way, so that they can then really shine. There's nothing to fear when this perfect love that is already inside of all of us is revealed. And I say revealed, it's not something to create, it's something that already exists. There's an isness to it, but we can come into alignment with it through the C processes, right? Spiritual engineering and empowerment. What are we engineering? We're engineering consciousness out of conflict, out of chaos, out of separation, back to what it always was, at the center, source, and cause of all existence, at the very core of our being. The core of you is perfect, whole, and complete. And the more you discover that, the more you realize that, the more you will be simply that. And other people will feel this possibility of connecting. They'll know that they're accepted by you and by themselves. So thank you, brother, for sharing all of that. And again, always giving me a good platform to share from. I feel like you speak and you lay these steps in front of me that I can just run and dive off from. It's really fresh for me. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Beautiful.
Cool. Yeah. And Rachel, would love to hear, what did you experience? What did you notice? What's there?
Hi. So today I experienced gratitude that you showed up right for me to jump on from my car from Possibility, because this one is like, again, so perfect in timing with everything, and me caring so much about humanity and diplomacy and peace, and witnessing what could be perceived as a social warfare happening with people I care about who are reaching out to me for support. I really needed to sit with this today and just be okay with, I almost withdrew a post and withheld myself, my voice. I hesitated, and I think to please others, because I was viewing it as conflict that people were, saying things to me. So I was misinterpreting things. And then I said, no, I don't have to do that either. But I do get to clear myself, and it's people I really care about. Of course I care about everyone, but it's like really significant people who I'm like, how can I love you? So it starts with me recentering and loving myself. And I didn't sleep last night, and I woke up after 45 minutes at 7 a.m. today. I went to the gym. So that was self-love in a huge way.
Let me pull you back for one moment to that question. How can I love you? I really wanted to zero in for a moment on that question, because that's a really poignant question.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at how you can love people.
By being loved.
And what is that?
Right. And that could look differently to somebody else.
Love in it, real love, essential love, is not something that's interpreted. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine that the love, how you love people, is allow people to be who they are.
Yeah.
Even if they're doing things that you don't align and agree with.
Yeah.
If we really were to consider the nature of God, or the creator, or the source of all things, we cannot argue about the fact that this source has allowed this world to be where it is.
Exactly.
And has allowed humanity to be who they are. So what if we love people by allowing them, and simply connecting to our own heart and acceptance for ourselves, and acceptance of the world and the people therein? I can't think of a more pure way to love someone, because the more we're trying to change and fix a human being, the more we affirm that we don't see their perfection, the more we affirm that something is wrong with them. And this actually works against us. And I'm an expert at working against myself. I'm an expert at trying to change and fix and control and manipulate. And I'm just an expert at all of that. So what if you were to just allow yourself to be? I know this goes against human logic. I really do get.
Well, no. I mean, I feel like I'm allowing myself to be. I'm allowing people to be like, fuck you, basically. Some people have said, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I'm sorry. But I'm not really sorry like that. It's like, I'm sorry that was what was generated from, that me speaking. So I'm really wanting to step into my leadership and learn how to communicate in such a way where we're in harmony. And I want to be in my purpose and my calling and my mission and this work and
what
rolling.
What if you just wrote them back and said, thank you for caring enough about me to be honest with me?
Yeah, that could be a couple things.
So the idea here is great. When you get the fuck you, right? When someone gives you a fuck you, right? Which is sounds like a really nasty thing in our ordinary human. When somebody gives that to us and we feel something inside of ourselves, what if you just brought your experience into awareness? What if you were to just be with yourself in that moment? Just be with your emotion, be with your concerns. Don't worry about the person.
Don't become it.
Yeah, don't get entangled in it. No, be with the whole experience that you're having. Honor the reaction. Any effort to change, to fix, to apologize. What if you were to just be with your emotions and your thoughts and your feelings and sensations, and any of the effort to respond? Here's what I'm offering as a possibility. What if you could just literally be non-reactive?
Like just witness.
Just witness.
Okay.
That's the freedom that we're really looking for, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like no need to respond. There's thankfully I don't really feel it, like the need to defend. That's a breakthrough. That's a good yummy juicy.
What did you feel? Let's look at this. Let's take a look at this. What did you feel?
It felt sad when someone said shut the fuck up.
Okay, just for a moment, are you driving or are you in a car?
Oh no, I'm parked.
You're parked. Okay, good. So just for a moment, could you close your eyes and just connect with that feeling in the body and the emotion of sadness, and just welcome that with compassion and care. They said what they said, and then something happened inside of you.
Yeah.
Let's just invite that happening. Let's just gently invite the happening with care and compassion. And it's okay that you felt what you felt. It's okay that you had the emotion that you had. And can you just witness and embrace even? You just embrace this part of you with your love and acceptance right now. And just notice the space within your own being opening to that part of you. What are you noticing in the body?
Ease.
Exactly. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Good. Good. This is where our solutions are. It's in our own body. It's in our own being. It's not in changing people. It's not in responding to people. I'm an expert at responding and defending and justifying and fixing it. I'm an expert at all that. And it all leads to failure. Failure to have peace, failure to be the love that I am for myself. It leads to more despair, despondency, discouragement, pain and hurt, not only for me, but it also pisses people off. It creates more separation and more division. I'm an expert. I've been really exceptionally great at all of that. And I'm just tired.
Like laying it down, right?
Oh yeah, I'm tired. Tired of laying it down on them. And I'm feeling good about laying it down as like a thing that I have to hold anymore and carry anymore. That I need to fight anything or anyone in the world. Like, what if I just allow? What if I stop wanting them to be anything other? Oh, the freedom that I feel. So I encourage us here, because I'm encouraging myself, because I share this stuff because I want to live this stuff, right? I want
Yeah.
to live this more and more because I'm experiencing so much freedom in my relationships and in the world around me, in the witnessing of the news. Like I'm noticing, like, wow, my response is becoming one of letting go. And there's a freedom. And what we really all want is freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And how can you lead another human being to freedom if you're all entangled in the mess of the world? We can't. We have to give up that wanting and the needing and all the stuff that perpetuates that sense of lack. And then we can reflect the abundant central core of our own perpetual existence and I amness that in itself loves itself so thoroughly and so completely, and it never fails itself. It's literally invincible. And then from that space, we can be the light that wakes others up, that causes them to see who they are by being who you are and just being who you are.
Yeah.
Stephen, I see you unmuted. I think something came through.
Yeah, I just wanted to say real quick, you said letting go, and then I thought about your Buddha painting in the back behind you, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, you're just becoming that person right now. Like, that's just or you know what I mean? You're just letting go. That's what it is, right? Letting go of everything. And
There's a
that's it.
statement like that the Buddha I heard said or read that the Buddha said that nothing is good or evil unless the mind makes it so.
Yeah.
And I really love that because what we in this work, the core, if you look at the diagram that I meant to share in this video and I forgot, but in my diagram we have the 4 overlapping circles of mind, emotion, feeling, sensation, and effort. But at the center is the core. The core represents the true being. That's not mind, emotion, feeling, sensation, or the efforting that we can apply in this world. The true being is beyond all of that. It includes all of that, but transcends all of that. And so we're looking to be free of the mind, to be free of the emotions, to be free of the feeling sensations, to not be entangled or succumb under that as a consciousness unit. Looking to be the core, be who we are.
Hmm. So this is letting go of everything else then, in a sense.
Yeah.
Or letting go of, yeah, I mean,
All of it.
certain ways of being and doing and thinking.
Yeah, just relinquishing the need to control, to change, to fix. I mean, there's that famous statement, let go and let God. Or the serenity prayer inside of Alcoholics Anonymous. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Right?
The courage to
Courage to
change the
change the
things
things
I
that I
can,
can, and the
and the
wisdom.
wisdom to know the difference.
That's the
Amen.
part. The wisdom to know the difference. So what are the things I can change? I can change my point of view. I can release my point of view. I can relinquish that something is wrong with humanity. I believe great healers and teachers like Jesus walking around, lifting people out of their sorrow and their despair, was so clear of his own pure essence and being that he couldn't help but realize that it was the very nature of everyone around him. That didn't mean that they necessarily saw it, but Jesus was not invalidating that. Jesus knew that at the center of every human existence is the same purity that he himself came out from, this thing that he calls God the Father. And I think that when we start to tap into the core and start to just let go of the world around us, our thoughts, our emotions, our feelings, sensations, and the efforts that we've been struggling with, that were actually put into our system of programming, the more we escape that, the more we are finding ourselves as he is in the world, right? Unconditional love, and one who embraces all humanity, who forgives or lets go of humanity's error, lets go of their wrong, lets go of any thought that there's something wrong with them. This is the path to freedom, letting it all go. But it starts with you, releasing yourself from condemnation, from self-attack, from self-accusation, releasing yourself from guilt. And how can we release it if we're not in contact with it? So first we want to look for it. We want to get acquainted with it. We want to feel into those spaces of our consciousness. And then that reuniting with the subconscious takes place. And there's a wholeness that happens. And the inner conflict dissolves.
Mm.
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 This is our work, my brother and sister.
Yeah.
Connecting to the core, tapping into the core, being the core. And that will attract many who also have been ready to wake up from the nightmare of mind, emotions, feelings, sensations, and all the efforts that have run their lives for however many years. And to realize that they don't have to live in that world, that virtual reality, that they can relax, that they can rest, that they could be at peace, be free from the fear of dying even, and know their own immortality, dare I say that. Because there is an immortal aspect of ourselves. There is an immortal aspect. There is a life that has obviously been here for a very long time, and it doesn't look like life is going anywhere anytime soon. When we identify with the body, we're in trouble. But when we identify with the core, well, there's a great freedom there. There's nothing to lose and there's nothing to gain. Everything flows out of that place. And everything begins and ends in that place. I mean, every great spiritual teacher has shared this in some way. But it's one thing to teach it and to talk about it. It's another thing to feel into it. And so that's what the spiritual engineering and empowerment system is all about, right? It's about giving human beings the experience of enlightenment.
I like this Kool-Aid.
That's great. Yeah, I'll take another glass too. Let's drink it up.
I remember the Kool-Aid Man and Dane Cook jumping through the wall.
Yes. I love you guys. I'm
You.
appreciating you. And yeah, I got to wrap up for a call coming up. I send my blessings to your heart, Stephen, to you, Rachel, and to everyone viewing this video or the live broadcast. Just bless you. Be the blessing that you are. Be the core of your own existence. Be the center, source, and cause of life itself. Just be who you are. There's no need to struggle. There's no need to strive. There's no need to be entangled in the world system, in the mentality that has you trying to fix, change, and control out there or in here. You can just be who you are. There's nothing to do. And when you center into this beautiful space of being that you are, there's a freedom unlike any other. And everything you've wanted and desired can now come because you're no longer lacking anything. You're feeling the wholeness of being, and everything that you desire is manifest like that. That's what we're looking for. I love you guys and I bless you. And I'll see you in the next one.
Love you.
I love you so much. I love you both so much.
I love this little triad we have going on here. You guys are such an enriching space for my heart. Thank you for being that enriching space for my heart. I get to be something so beautiful with you. Thank you.
Facts.
You're creating me and I'm creating you. And I just love this creation that's unfolding together. It's really beautiful, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you guys. See you soon, man. Love.
Take care.
Bye.